Okay, thank you all for coming on this evening. I'm so excited for this. We have been, we've had to cancel one, and I think, well, we canceled two. Yeah, I canceled two. That's right, because the first one I canceled, Bridget was going to be our guest speaker, but one of Bridget's children got sick, and she wasn't feeling well, and I had somebody on my end who also was not feeling well. It was just a little bit too hectic for us to pull off. So we decided to cancel and preserve our sanity. And then that last Monday, we had just gotten back from a retreat. And so I needed a breather with my family. So that's what we did. We watched Vanessa Van Edwards videos. So thank you all for coming on tonight and taking time out of your busy schedules, your full schedules. Before I let Bridget start, actually what I need to do is make sure that I pull up the questions that I had before I even begin. But one thing that I wanted to mention, hang on a second.
I'm like, maybe I should pull up those too.
Nope.
I did earlier.
Where did I get them all put together? There we go. Okay. Okay. Before Bridget starts, before I start asking her questions and she starts sharing with us, make sure that you guys, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that we have our 7-day challenge, Plexus Slim Challenge, coming up on the 12th of March. That's starting next Monday. So that means we really only have maybe a few days left to get people on board with the challenge. That means we want them to get their orders, their 7-day trial pack order in really, really soon, as in probably like no later than Thursday, so that they can get it early next week or on the weekend. Or if you're local and you have them, great. Hand them out, sell them, get some people in there. But just wanted to remind you all of that. That is starting March 12th. I know I only did, I think, sorry about that. I think I only did like one post about it on our team page. Things have just been crazy. So, Janelle, is there anything else you want to mention that I might be missing? If not, or we can mention it at the end.
I'm just so excited to see everybody on here tonight, and we had a bunch of rank ups this month, so I'm just so excited to see our ruby and senior golds on here, and our golds and all our silvers. So good job, everybody.
Woohoo! I know we need to recognize those incredible rank ups that you people pulled off and worked hard for. Okay, so if we think of anything else, we'll mention it towards the end. But right now, I just want to dive right into talking with Bridget and having her share just some of her story and some of the questions that we have for her. Bridget has become a very close dear friend of mine very quickly. We are in a special mentorship chat group right now with Kristen Abart and a few other senior rubies who are on the brink of going emerald. And we've really been able to grow very close together, and especially Bridget and I she's just been an absolute sweetheart and has opened her arms wide to me, and we've been able to we are able to actually meet each other finally at Ruby Retreat over this last week or 2 weekends ago now, and it was wonderful. So Bridget, will you explain a little bit of just give us a little bit of your story of how you started, where you're living right now, and then we'll get into the questions. Do you mind? Like how you got started with Plexus, why you chose to, and where you're living, that sort of thing. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so fun to be here, you guys. I love Melody, and I love Janelle Johnson, and I love Susan. Hi, guys. And you guys just have a really cool chick leading you. She brags on you. Like, she truly loves you guys and wants to see you go all the way with this to help you guys meet your goals. It's so important to her. So you're so blessed to have her big time. So it's been 2 years. I can't believe it. Yeah, 2 years. My health was just bad. I am a super crunchy mom. I was eating clean, raised with no sugar, doing really well, working out 5 times a week. And then at age 36, I just slowly but surely was like one thing after another for the next 3 years of my life. I was like, oh, mid-30s, great. So just hormonal craziness, eczema all over my hands, constipation. I was dealing with like random tension headaches. And it was stuff that I could not fix, which was a big deal because we were so crunchy. I mean, I was trying everything and really expensive supplements, you guys. Like, I can't even tell you, I mean, way over $300 a month trying to fix stuff, okay? And my friend Corey knew this, and she came to me and she was like, you know what? Have you been seeing my posts? And I'm like, yep, I've been watching. I was like, but it's MLM. Like, give me a break, you know? She said, well, you should totally look at the ingredients because I know you're kind of an ingredient Nazi. And I'm like, yes, I am. Thank you. Yes, I will. The thing is, looking back, I'm like, I should have just trusted my friend Corey because I already knew her. I knew her character, you guys. I knew that she was a crunchy mama. I knew that she was so into health and wellness. She knew what she was talking about. But I think there was a little, MLM weirdness in the back of my brain. And I was helpless at this point. I was waking up very low, like feeling quite depressed. And when I finally admitted that to my husband, he was like, you need to try something different. So Corey came, she shared. It took me 7 months. So dumb. But so what I needed to do with my green side to get all the products. I mean, within 2 months, the eczema was totally gone on my hands, which I was like, whoa, because usually skin is the last to heal. Hormonally, within the first 2 months, totally balanced hormones. And it's been like that for 2 years. Again, whoa, because I was like, well, hormones are really stubborn. And even in Plexus, I'm noticing it takes time for hormones. So, but in my first month, I was like, no, I'm not sharing with anybody. Like, I need to feel better. I feel awful. Why would I don't have energy. Like, I need to spend time with my children. I'm homeschooling 4 children. And then I started reading testimonials and reading more about the ingredients. And I was like, oh, I have to call my mom because she has, fibromyalgia and I need to call so-and-so. So I didn't know anything about the comp plan. I thought I'd get like $10 off my triplex. Plexus sent me $753.17 that month. And I was like, whoa. My husband was like, what did you do? Maybe you should keep doing it. So we looked into the company and everything we found, everything we loved. And to us, it was kind of a no-brainer. Like, I was feeling better. I felt like I could help my friends. Hello, generous company. So that's my little story. And we're a military family. We're in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We got here in June. My husband's a helicopter rescue swimmer. We're going on 22 years. We want to get out. I want to retire my man and settle. We're falling in love with the Northeast. I'm from Los Angeles, California, but I'm like, I'm digging this Northeast thing. So I know, you guys, like, we have some Northeast people here, right? Okay, you guys are we'll have to help each other here. I'm learning some things. Literally this last week, Melody. Oh yeah, I can't wait to, okay, so any more questions? Is that a good start?
I think we might have to have a Zoom with just the New Englanders on this team. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the questions here. Thank you so much, Bridget, for your introduction and opening. All right. These questions are okay, so I'm just going to back up. These questions are going to apply to everybody in any region of the country that you are in. But I know that I have our New Englanders on our team are really wanting to know how Bridget has been growing her business while she has been in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And if you guys don't know, I'm actually originally raised and born in Massachusetts. And Heidi Smith on here, my aunt, is a Massachusettsite, I can't even say it. And Susan Suarez on here is also from Massachusetts, now living in New Hampshire. And we have a few others on here. Oh, Sharon's on here. She's in New Hampshire. And we have others on our team that are, so we have a good New England branch. Anyways, so I'm going to just, let me see. Well, let's start with this. I had somebody ask, oh, Leah, that's cool. Your family's from Massachusetts. I'll have to ask you about that later. I would love to hear, we have people wanting to know, what was your journey to Ruby? How, in a nutshell, how did you get to Ruby? You said you've been in Plexus for 2 years, and I know a lot of us on here are like, oh my goodness, how did you do that in 2 years? Please tell us, like, how did you approach once you decided to start sharing, how did you approach people about the business and go Ruby in 2 years?
Well, I am a huge fan of trust and of relationship and building credibility with people. I feel like that is the basis of our business. I mean, so that's basically what I did. From day one, it was calling my friends and just telling them, I found something so cool. Like, you have to look at it. You should just do it with me. So it was just kind of this, there was nothing salesy or weird because I didn't even know what I was doing. And I just thought, I want to continue with that vibe and that feeling. So honestly, that's what I did. I have a huge just network of people around the United States from being military, of course. And so honestly, for me, starting with smart Facebook posting, and it would take me 20 minutes to figure out what I wanted to do. And I didn't realize I'd been branding myself all these years, but you guys, I think I branded myself. So if you haven't done that yet, you need to go back. Make it a point to talk to your upline, have them scroll through your page and be like, I see kind of a hole here. This is a whole part of you that you never share. Why not? And I don't see my own holes. I need people to ask me as well. But for me, it really was taking the hands of my friends and saying, let's do this together and let's work together. It was, I signed up 19 people my first month just by being like, I really like this. You should like it too. And looking back, I'm like, gosh, that was really smart because I wasn't weird. There was no anxiety. I just was like, we got to get back to that. Just make it like you found a really good vitamin C or whatever that will bless people. And then, come month 2, month 3, I was like, what's this IPA thing? Okay, I think I want to do that. And so I just decided, I'm like, an hour every day, no matter what. First thing before my kids get up, I'm going to spend time with the Lord. I'm going to do my IPA and I'll just give the rest. It paid off. So, March I joined, and then by June I was senior gold, and then by October I was ruby, and then so in 17 months I was senior ruby. And it's been like this, oh, come on, baby, kind of feeling stuck, but not really. I think because the people that I have on my team are personally growing right now, as am I, and just trying to bring in more business builders. But it's literally been the consistency, the 6-7 days a week of reaching out and blabbing about what I am doing, finding posture. And the only way to find posture, I'm realizing, you guys, is to have belief in our products and company. And the only way to get that belief is we have to keep feeding ourselves that to keep it high. And I didn't even realize what I was doing, but again, I was getting on the treadmill every day, 4 or 5 days a week, and I would just turn on training videos. Little did I know, I was pumping myself for months with just this posture. So continue to make time for that. It's so important. Trying to sign up at least one person a week. I'd be like, who can I sign up this week? Can I? Yes, I can. Making bigger goals for myself. Trying to be my own rock star, really. But working with my people and just being honest. I had a good friend of mine. She's with me now, but I called her that first week on Plexus and I was like, you would love this. Your body needs this. Oh my goodness, let's just do this. And she's like, never try to sell me anything ever again. And I was like, I sobbed on my bed and cried and cried and cried. My husband was like, goodness, but that girl came back and she's like, I'm sorry. But so planting those seeds early on worked because then they just followed my posts. They couldn't help it. They're like, what is she doing? Get on the phone. I'm getting back to my phone, you guys. It's crazy. I hate the phone, but I'm starting to love it because it's bringing people in. It is. Because people know it's serious if you get on the phone. Have you noticed that? Because when you get a phone call, are you like, oh my goodness, is somebody dying? Who is this person? I'm going to listen to the voice message, right? And Plexus is serious and it's special and it deserves something different and special.
Oh, yeah. Yes, is somebody dying? Oh my word.
Right? Which is a horrible thing to say, but I mean.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, the phone, I'll make this quick. The phone is definitely what I encourage people to do if they can't meet locally, because you can hear someone's voice, someone's tone of voice, someone's passion. You can hear the posture and when they're talking. And so many more things can be hashed out and discussed, and questions can be asked easier over the phone. I personally love the phone, but I know a lot of people don't. So, okay, so here's some questions for you. Since you are in Massachusetts, now, okay, guys, this applies to any region, but this is from one of our New Englanders. Since Bridget is in Massachusetts, I would like to know if she finds it takes longer to win people's trust.
Yes, indeed. That is exactly what I am learning. I've been like, what's going on? I mean, the sweetest people at our church. I know, right? Do you feel validated, Susan? She's feeling validated. And I do too. Yeah, we walked into our new church and they were so warm. They were like sisters to me right away. And of course I'm thinking, oh, these are the types of people I want to work with. You guys, this was back in June. No. I'm like, don't you like me? You don't like me? I'm too friendly? I'm too but it's like, they like me. We're good. We have fun. But the rapport and the credibility, I'm like, oh, wow, this is going to take some time. And no joke, Melody and I had some amazing training. You have to get to Ruby this year or next year, you guys, to get to our next big Ruby retreat. It was amazing. We had Vanessa Van Edwards there, this tiny little group of people, in this workshop with this amazing author who studied people, right? So we learned a lot about being a person with charisma and what that means. And it means having a high level of warmth, right? And a high level of competence. And we kind of want that sweet, we want both of those things, right? That causes people to see us as influential and to trust us. And the last thing we want to do is come across as untrustworthy. So, do you know what I did this last Sunday, Melody, at church with these darling ladies? I was like, ooh, I'm going to use some of Vanessa's little techniques. I'm going to bring my voice level down a notch. We're just going to chill a little. Just probably a little lot. Because I am already high in the warmth scale. And I feel very competent. But are they viewing me as that? Maybe not. Obviously not. No joke. At church on Sunday, I brought everything lower. 3 ladies asked for my business card. I was like, oh, wow. 3 ladies were open to getting together for coffee. That was weird, too. I'm like, oh, you don't want to do this on Facebook? Huh. I'm like, oh, are you on Facebook? They're like, yeah, but no, let's do coffee. I'm like, oh. All 3 separately, different rooms. This was 3 on a Sunday. This was like the biggest day of my life. And I'm going, what was it? That I just chilled a little bit and lowered my voice and just showed a totally different side of me? So how are we being perceived by people? We have to ask that question. Not to walk around in fear of man, trying to please the world and changing ourselves and being manipulative. That's not what we're talking about. But we want our true heart and belief system to come through. Oh my goodness.
Whoa. Okay, that was powerful. That's insane. Okay, next question, because we want to keep rolling through here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another question. This is, again, applying to any region, but this is from another New Englander. Do sip and sees work in New England? What have you discovered?
It's not looking like it so far. It's not. I'm like, why? Okay, in February, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, you all like me. Like, this is my list. Okay, I know you do. You say you want to hang out with me. You say you want coffee dates. You say you want... Why won't you come to my house to try my picture? Like, nobody showed up. You guys, I'm a senior Ruby, like 1,200 points, moving towards Emerald here. We're moving. Nobody wanted to come. And I was like, David, nobody's coming. Oh my goodness. I have to change my technique. But I had 2 signups this last week locally. And now I have these 3 new people. But it's me driving to their house, bringing them a sample.
Well, maybe that's the new technique.
Oh, bring it.
Maybe
That's
it's
what we
one-on-one visitation with you doing the going.
Oh, absolutely. I packed up the kids. I'm like, we're doing this. This is the craziest thing. The kids are like, okay. I'm like, we're praying for this lady. We're bringing her samples, showing her that we love her. Boom. She wanted to sign up.
Okay.
So,
well, maybe that's a good tip for us, for those people in regions that seem to be a bit trickier.
I think it's action. They trust action more than la, 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 I care. Just show me you care.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that I'm thinking through people in my life from out there. So yeah. Okay. Wow. That was, again, powerful. I'm tucking all these tidbits away for you, for reaching out to people out there again. Except I'm not local, but that's okay. I can do mailing things.
Melody, can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
I really believe that our world is so wrapped up in this right now, and Facebook, and people really are deep down craving connection with others.
Yep.
So let's do it differently if we can. To people close by, they don't want to hear from us on Facebook, you know?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm starting to sense that as well. And that actually goes into the next question. This is a question from one of my leaders. I always like asking anyone what they have found to be their most effective type of connection in doing IPA. Is it on social media, Facebook or Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Facebook all the way. Or getting phone numbers and texting has been really good. Asking people what their favorite form of communication is has been life-changing. Those wholesale customers that don't get back to you, or I'm like, oh, hey, I just noticed, it's rare to hear back from you. Would you prefer text? They're like, yes, please. Here's my phone number. I'm like, oh, wow, probably should have asked that 2 years ago, But yeah, definitely, I love Facebook. Facebook is great for me so far.
Yep, same here. But yes, I'm noticing there's a few people here and there on my team and customers who like to do texting. So yes. Okay, another question is, how are you, Bridget, inspiring your ambassadors to share when they say they don't want the business?
Well, dripping on them, every, I want to say month and a half-ish maybe, I'll just share something about our business and what it's doing, where I'm going, and then stating something that I know about them that would bless them, whether it be getting their kids to camp again, or whether they're struggling to order every month. Oh, I wish I could order. Knowing their color personality has been invaluable. But in order to do that, what do? We have to really get to know people. And that takes asking questions up the wazoo and listening to what they need, who they are, what fires them up. So that has been a kind of a lifesaver and a time saver, because I'm like, oh, you are so all about the fun. I can't even believe it. Just Hawaii and yay would not have drawn me in. I needed different things, but everybody is so different. So also asking people for favors, for shout outs, has been really funny on Facebook, because I just had another lady do it tonight from our local church who just signed up. It's like, oh, local, it's a miracle. That I just said, hey, would you do me a favor? I want people to know that, about our business. I'm expanding in this area, So asking for references, asking them, or referrals, is huge. For some reason, they're like, oh, you're going to go get my friends? I'm going to point them to you when I could actually point them to me. And then I always throw in there, oh my goodness, if you have a couple, I'll just tack them onto you. We can work together to make that happen. So that's been good. But the shout outs on Facebook with them tagging me and saying, thank you so much, Bridget, for introducing me to Plexus. I send them the whole thing. I'm like, just copy and paste this with a cute picture of you. That would mean so much to me at 8 p.m. tonight. And they're like, oh, sure. So I think we should do it with everybody. Hey, I know you've been such a happy wholesale customer for so long. I so appreciate you, and then in a couple of days, go back and be like, hey, would you mind giving me a shout out? And then if people, because people always respond, give them a taste of the money, really. It's true. Like, oh, that's going to bless my grocery bill this week, whatever.
Yeah, that's creative too. I have not thought about that. Does anybody have any questions they're dying to ask right now? We still have a good amount of time. They want to ask Bridget, speak up, unmute. Okay, Sue. Yeah, I'll unmute you. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay, so I feel like you and I are very similar in that we're kind of like the crazy, high energy weirdo people, the fun people. And I feel like in this area, like what you were saying, going back to what you were saying earlier, you really got me there when you were talking about, bringing it down a notch. And I was like, well, how exactly did you accomplish that and yet feel authentic to yourself? Because you know what I mean? Because I feel like here in New England, I totally know what you're saying. Here in New England, like, people just look at you like this crazy, weirdo, spastic person if you're like how I really am, which is just like, which you always come across very much like that in your post too, which I noticed you did a post today that was very, very different. I noticed that. I commented on it. I was like, ooh, she's tapping into a different side of her. And it was very sensitive. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm sure you're going to get a lot from that one around here. But how did you do that in church? Just like you said, kind of bring it down and yet be you. Like, what did you do? How was it different for you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, but I'm noticing, not that I have split personalities, but how we all are kind of more of a certain way around certain people, around our husbands or around our families. And I'm noticing that about me. Some of my quick warmth and is some insecurity from my past, where I want everybody to feel received and I don't want to get lost. And me getting to know myself better, I think too, and being okay with being more of a wallflower, I'm like, I really am okay with that. So some of it is actually me being more authentic. I'm just finding different sides of me that have been hiding out, that my husband will be like, show that side of you. That's still you. That's just another side of you. When I'm sitting with a friend listening and we're chatting or praying over a tough situation, I'm not like, la, 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 la. No, we're talking, So honestly, like what Melody and I just learned, really just taking no joke, just your vocal, like intonations down here actually chills me out. And probably chills the world out, which is what they're going to need to. And some of us are going to need to actually heighten up our vocal intonations and use our hands and draw people in for that warmth, because we do need both. But yeah, I think the voice thing, it's crazy that just your voice, like, it didn't make me feel like I wasn't me. It actually made me feel like, oh, they want to listen to me. They just need to feel a little more relaxed around me, maybe. Let me give them that gift. It's loving people, really. Yeah, making sure they feel comfortable around you. And that's how we draw them in.
Wow.
I don't know if it helped.
Does anybody have any questions to tag on to that or want to add anything?
Really is personal growth with a paycheck, is it not?
It is. Completely. 100%.
It's amazing. We're all changing so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I call it becoming the best version of each of us that we can be, because we find in the process that that's who we're becoming, and we're getting paid for it. Okay, people are doing some chattering here. Yes, we have a couple people on here. A couple of my leaders who are saying they have learned and they have used that lower voice technique for their kids who have been through trauma. For comment, Janelle Johnson and Leah Claremont. Yep. Yeah, it's fascinating how that works.
Unbelievable. I absolutely.
Oh, okay. Somebody who spoke up, speak up, and then Heidi Smith will go next.
LaRonda. So with building those relationships with different people, especially people that you haven't talked to, for a while, how do you balance building that relationship? And I think I'm going to, I spend a lot of time on the phone with those friends that I haven't talked to in a while. And it's not a balance. I haven't found a balance. I mean, I want to talk to them, continue to talk to them, but how do you find that balance with continuing to keep those relationships and building them, and it not just being about the business, on top of doing your normal IPA or reaching out to other people?
That's a great, great question. I always have like running lists of people that I'm kind of after, that I'm like, oh, I'd love to work this business with you, or I'd love to get you on these products. So part of my IPA is connecting with those people. So it's commenting on their posts or sending them a quick message like, I'm thinking of you. What I'm learning is that actually, and I don't know if this is a good or bad thing all the time, but in our culture right now, we're used to having like hundreds and hundreds of Facebook friends. It's a bit much. We cannot be close friends with all those people and continue all of our old friendships. Like all of my old friendships that are still there, military wife friendships. Oh my goodness. So reconnecting on the phone, yes. And then continue it through social media if you can. And it can be quick. Just sweet things like, your kid was so cute on the soccer field. Oh my goodness. Just those little things I'm realizing go a long way. Positively popping up and just saying, have such an amazing day today, cutie. I miss you, or whatever. Yeah, but I always get that in. I think it's scheduling times. I'm a big time blocker. I have 4 kids. I homeschool. I'm like 15 minutes. I'm doing just this. And my kids know, and they respect that. And it's a happy thing. And then when it's over, it's over. I go to the next thing. But have time frames where you're not scrolling Facebook. You're just going down that list and you're commenting on those people's posts and connecting. Yeah, and then go on to your other IPA, because it's really part of your IPA for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Connecting. Yep, doesn't always have to be talking about Plexus. Heidi Smith, she's my aunt. She's also in New England. She has a question for you. Oh, let me unmute. Unmute. Auntie Heidi, you might have to unmute yourself. It's not unmuting you.
Trying. There we go. You kind of just answered my question, but I'm a homeschool mom of 4 kids also. Homeschooling doesn't always go well for me. I don't know if it goes well for you all the time, but I mean, you just said that you do little time blocks, like 15 minutes here and there, and I need to get to that place. But do you have any other tips if you're a mom that's with your kids all the time? Just maybe a little bit more input. I don't know how old your kids are. Are your kids younger?
So, is that me? Oh, pardonnez-moi. A phone call. See, I'm like, who's that? What's wrong? What's going on? A phone call. Oh my goodness, sorry. See how off track phone. It's so important. So we should actually talk after this, Heidi, and be in touch in Messenger. We need to do that, because we are really big fans of teaching our kids like in the self-taught method, and I'm like supervising their work forward. So we've spent some time training that into them. And that is huge. So we have a 12, 11, almost 9, and 6-year-old. So they're not super tiny anymore. It's a very different stage of life that I'm in. And they know that mama's working during certain times and that they're working. We both have our jobs at certain times, but I'm still teaching them to be like today, my 6-year-old, he hasn't really struggled in a long time, but he was not respecting my little 15 minutes. And he can, I know he can. He has self-control too, and he's done it, enormous amounts of times. So I had to remind him, hey, you can tap me and say, excuse me, mama. And I might say, a couple more minutes. So just honestly training them to respect you and you respect them. And when you're with them, be totally present, like with your phone turned over and eyeballs and smiles and whew, yeah. Takes a lot of oomph, doesn't it? I'm glad I'm on Plexus. But we should chat more. It would be fun to chat with you. I have some ideas that might bless you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bridget. That was so good. We have about 3 minutes left. I don't know if it's enough time for another question, unless we have a super, super quick question. Somebody pop up if you do, or raise your hand and wave if you need me to unmute you. Okay. Well, Bridget, thank you so much. It was just amazing. You gave me some incredible ideas on how to work this business more, just smarter and more compassionately, more creatively, because you're finding new techniques with the people out there where you are in Massachusetts, southern Massachusetts, and how you have to kind of tweak how you do things, and finding that you can reach them and they can connect with you about Plexus. It just may take a little bit more creativeness on your part. And I love that. I absolutely love it. Janelle, do we have any announcements that we might need that we missed earlier? Or not? No? Okay. Well, thank you all so much tonight for coming on. I really appreciate Bridget taking time out of your evening. She has something else she's rushing off to now to do another call with somebody else, another team. So thank you so much, Bridget, for doing this for us. We value your time and all the information and advice and tips and everything you gave us. My goodness, I'm so glad this is recorded. So thank you all.
Thank you guys. Oh, you have to friend me. I want to see you. God bless all of you and your businesses, okay? Yeah, let's keep figuring out how to love people. People have different love languages, right?
We do.
They really do with the whole MLM thing. I know you guys can do it. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Have a good evening.